Yay! Hi, and welcome to my very first YouTube video. I have been procrastinating this for probably about 2 years, so it's a big deal for me to finally be doing it. So the topic of my first video that I wanted to talk with you about is contrast. When I use the word contrast, I'm speaking in terms of experiences, events, circumstances that are perceived by a person as challenging or adverse. And what the meaning of these experiences is and why we attract them. So the topic of contrast is one of my favorite because when I'm experiencing contrast, I don't feel enlightened. I don't feel connected to my truth, to my heart, to my higher self. I feel afraid. I'm in a lot of pain. And the cool thing about spirituality and personal development is that I find that the more experiences I have that are contrast, the more my response to them changes naturally. So when something happens that's unexpected, I react less and I respond with understanding and I embrace it more. And I find that the more that I do this, the more quickly the contrast passes and I'm able to see its purpose and why I attracted it and how it fits into my actual well-being and how it was actually beneficial to me. So the first thing that I find to be helpful when I'm experiencing something challenging in my life is to hold true to the viewpoint no matter what, that it is for my good. Some way or another, this piece of contrast is actually going to help me expand more fully into the person that I really am, fully empowered and in alignment. And so when these things happen, instead of freaking out, which still happens sometimes, but less and less, I can immediately start asking questions. Okay, well, what's the opportunity here? What's the blessing? What could the universe be trying to tell me, communicate with me through this experience? And the second I change my filter from resistance and panic to that, I start immediately feeling calmer and immediately feeling more inner peace and serenity. And I also am able to step outside of myself and disidentify from my ego, from my egoic identification, and really sort of look upon the situation more objectively, like as an observer or a witness. And this is, in a lot of Zen spirituality camps referred to just as mindfulness, like mindful awareness, not associating or identifying with the circumstance, but merely looking at it as an onlooker. So that's very helpful. Another thing that helps is being able to accept it. Like, you're not going to go from holy shit, what the hell is happening, to happy unicorns and rainbows in 5 seconds. First ingredient, and this is one that I still have a lot of resistance to because I want to just live in rainbows and unicorns all the time, but it's just acceptance. Like, okay, this is happening right now. There's a reason. End of story. It's happening. And through that acceptance, you actually are without resistance. And so you're more apt to receive the message, the spiritual kind of download, the memo that's the cause for this experience, than you are if you're panicking and resisting it. And oh my gosh, because this is like a very common phenomenon for myself and other people who are into, mindfulness in general, is, oh my god, I'm not blissful right now, like there's something wrong with me. I know my thoughts become my reality. How come I'm picking something that's going to make me feel bad? So then you're just kind of regurgitating that painful experience over and over again rather than just letting it flow through. It's going to pass. Like, nothing just stays a certain way forever. And so embracing what is and acceptance allows it to move more fluidly and more quickly. So that's a very helpful thing, which advice I want to take more of from myself, actually. And then the fun part, and this is the best part of contrast, is the breakthrough. And when you hit that point where you're like, I am in so much freaking pain right now, I can't take it anymore, you know, like up against the wall, and then it's like, boom, light bulb goes off. It's a breakthrough, and you're like, oh my God, it all makes sense. I now get it. Like, that had to happen for that to happen, for that to happen, so that I would realize this. And that's what's so cool about being human beings in this physical experience, is that everything is just about expansion. And if we all lived in this happy universe of rainbows and unicorns all the time, it would be really boring. And so we actually need contrast to help us focus our attention on what we want, on what we don't want. And when we have that breakthrough, then after experiencing pain and what we don't want, it's all that much more delicious. So I hope that's helpful. It's definitely helpful for me when I'm undergoing challenging things in my life, and I look forward to sharing even more. So hope you enjoyed this video. Give me your feedback, and I will talk to you again next week. Bye!